Hey, third graders, Ms. Whitford here, and I just want to remind you about the GET strategy because it is awesome. And it really is good to figure out what exactly how to solve a story problem if you're using addition or if you're using multiplication or division and exactly what you're looking for. So I'm just going to kind of remind you what each thing is. So for that, we have G stands for groups. E stands for each, or how many is in each group, and T stands for total. Okay, so let me capitalize that so it matches. All right, so I've used this. We kind of used it with the Fact Family House. So, but just the roof of the Fact Family House, because that's really how we're looking at multiplication and division working together. So, if you draw a triangle and if you fill the triangle in to spell get, G-E-T, make sure the T is at the top for total. The E and the G you can kind of put in different places, but if you want to keep it the same, G is going to be over here and E is going to be over here. So that way it spells get, G-E-T. Okay, so then if you're looking at a story problem, think about what it's asking and what the numbers are. So here is my example. Mrs. Whitford loves to drink tea. That is true. I love tea. And what luck, tea was on sale at Publix. She bought 5 boxes of tea, and each box had 10 tea bags in it. Which equation could be used to find out how many tea bags she bought in all? Okay, so I like to highlight the numbers just so I know what I'm going to be working with. So I have 5 and I have 10 that I'm working with. Okay, so now I'm going to think, all right, so 5 is going to be, is 5 the total? Is 5 the number of groups, or is 5 is how many is in each group? Oh, well, I see the word each over here. So in that each seems to be going about by 10, like it's saying that each had 10 tea bags in it. So you know what? I bet 10 is going to go here because it's talking about how many is in each group. And then I bought 5 boxes of tea. Which equation could be used about how many tea bags she bought in all? So it looks like I'm trying to figure out the total. So if I bought 5 boxes of tea, that would be that I bought, it's like 5 groups of tea. There's a 5. Hopefully you can see that. And now I'm trying to figure out the total. So when I think about this, there's 2 ways I can solve it. All right. So I can think to myself, 5 times 10 equals T. That's going to be the easier way to solve it. Or if you like using division, you can think to yourself, T divided by 5 equals 10. So then if I'm figuring it out, well, I know my 10's back and I know my 5's back. So if I want to count by 10 5 times, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, my total is going to be 50 because 5 times 10 equals 50. And look, that is one of my answer choices. All right, so we're going to go to one more just so you can see a different version of this. Okay. So, speaking of tea, speaking of Mrs. Whitford loving tea, she bought a variety pack of tea bags. The box had a total of 20 tea bags and contained 4 different types of tea: English breakfast, Earl Grey, Lady Grey, and Irish breakfast. And for real, this is the box of tea that I bought because I love tea and I love a variety. If there's an equal number of tea bags for each flavor, which equation could be used to find out how many tea bags there are for each flavor? So I'm going to highlight my numbers, 20 and 4, and then I'm not sure what I'm looking to figure out, but let's see. So I'm going to fill in my triangle. Okay, so let's see. I have 20 and I have 4. Those are the numbers that I'm working with. It says the box had a total of 20 tea bags. So that lets me know that 20 is going to be up here for total. All right. And contain 4 different types of tea. English breakfast. Okay, so 4. And then there's an equal number. Oh, so okay. So it's like 4 groups for each flavor. So 4 is going to be over here. So then I am looking for E to find out how many is in each group. So again, 2 ways I can solve this. I can think 4 times E equals 20, or I can think to myself 20 divided by 4 equals E. So I also know if I want to count by 4s to see until I get to 20, all right, let me see how many that takes. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20. I counted by 4. 5 times. Well, let me see if that works. Yeah, 4 times 5 equals 20. Let me do it backwards. Let me go kind of the other way. If I count by 5 4 times, 5, 10, 15, 20. Yeah, that also gets me that answer. So that lets me know that E equals 20. That's what I'm looking for. Let me see. Oh, look, I see this. 20 divided by 4 equals 5. So that is the GET strategy.